Hi guys, welcome to my channel, to my new channel. Before I start, please use the chapters if you don't want to hear my talking, because I want to say two things or three. So please use the chapters, I put them there for you. You have to press the buttons and then you go directly to the reading and the lesson. But I wanted to talk a minute maybe. I'm a big talker, I like to talk. Be patient with me. So this is my second channel. It came from the idea to use mangas to teach you German. As you maybe know, I have another channel, a channel that is also growing. I'm really proud of it. I put a lot of work into that and I teach German a traditional way with consecutive courses. It's a great thing. I don't want to talk too much about it. Learn German, los Sprachschule, ja, los Sprachschule. Check it out, it's on my profile. This one here is actually a copy of my first YouTube channel, which was completely different. Because many years ago I wanted to practice my Chinese and my Japanese. I'm learning languages as well. I'm a German teacher, but I also love languages. And I did that, I made a channel, it's still up, but it's inactive. And I was reading One Piece in Japanese and I was reading Death Note in Chinese. Super cool, I loved it so much. And then I thought, okay, maybe I will do German. I did that, and then I said, oh yeah, this is interesting, it fits with my profile. Why am I not teaching German on YouTube? Made another channel, put my manga also there, but now everything is growing differently and I had to take it off again. But I miss it and I love mangas, and I'm not an expert. I'm not like totally invested in mangas and animes like I was before. But I love it a lot and I'm so happy I'm starting with One Piece again. I don't want to talk too much and bore you, but I'm super invested now into reading it again and seeing and watching the anime. I cannot read all the things because I'm so busy. Yeah, I leave it on my computer and I'm working and doing things, but sometimes I'm working and I'm like, oh my god. So it's super fun. I love it, and that I'm starting again to read it. It makes me so happy, and I can also combine it with teaching German, which is a really cool concept because sometimes you're just sick of all this ich helfe dem Mann or Herr Müller, wo ist die Bibliothek or whatever, you know? You want some real cool German and reading a really cool manga. So as you can see, I'm quite happy about it. I enjoy myself, and I will give you now the first part of the lesson. So how is it built? It's built from my live stream, which is not available at the moment. Yeah, so I did a live stream. I was reading episode 1153, and then I took it down and I'm working with it and making it into little units during the week. So please watch it, use the chapters like the skipping and whatever. And I try to not use too much grammar and too much explaining during the live stream. I have to practice to not do that because a German teacher is a German teacher and I have to let loose a little bit. I know that. Be patient with me. I will do it. So I want to do it like this, explaining, translating, enjoying it. I hope you will enjoy it too. And then at the end of the lesson, I give you some words, some vocabulary words, some explanations, and a grammar point. Not too much, because the focus is reading and understanding. Okay? So you will see part one. As I said, it's a learning process. I'm trying and I really enjoy it, and I hope you like it. And I see you at the end of the video with vocabulary and grammar. Gut, we will start with chapter 1153. Yeah, das Kapitel, the chapter. This is so cool. I can't believe I'm doing this actually. So, Lokis Geburt. Die Geburt, female, yeah? Lokis Geburt. And let's get my pen. And nothing much to translate here. We go to the next one. Okay, also, the next page is quite intense. So what do we have here? Let's read. Genau wie Boogie und Woogie war auch Harald, der Prinz von Elbern, in seiner Kindheit ein ziemlicher Rüpel. This is a long sentence and not that easy actually, but we will break it down. Yeah, we will see. Genau wie, we use to compare things that are similar. This is A2 grammar, yeah? So, wie, comparing similarities. So, as Boogie and Woogie, Harald Also was, war Harald auch. For emphasizing reasons, the position changes a little, ja? Harold was also in seiner Kindheit, in his childhood, quite a, we have our first slang, quite a brat. Okay, so der Rüpel, let's write it here. Der Rüpel is a word that we say to describe someone with no manners, yeah, not well behaved. Even today, we would say you're on the street and someone just passes over next to you and spits on the floor or is like super unpolite. Maybe a lady, an old lady would say, so ein Rüpel, yeah, what a brat, what a bad behaved person. Der Rüpel, okay? So, same as Boogie and Woogie, Harald was also in his childhood quite a brat. And now we have something in between though. We have here der Prinz von Elban. Not too complicated, it's a relative sentence. We have the comma, and then we describe Harald a little further. Harald, the Prince of Elban. Yeah? So on the right side, we didn't read this yet. Wir befinden uns in der Vergangenheit, ja? We have here reflectiveness, sich befinden, ja? To be. Befinden is just a nicer word of to be. We are in the past, in der Vergangenheit, in der Dativ. Okay, and then we go to the next part. Durch seine angeborene Körpergröße und die Monsterkräfte, die er von seinen Urzeit-Riesenvorfahren geerbt hatte, und auch durch seinen Rang, wuchs er zu einer überheblichen und unangenehmen Person heran, die schon bald niemand mehr stoppen konnte. Also a nice sentence. Wow, a super long one, actually. Let's see. Through his born body size, die Größe, the size. Maybe you think, it's the height, it's not the size. This is not right. Die Größe is the size, actually. The height would be die Höhe. So the height of a building and so on, right? Die Höhe von dem Gebäude and whatever. But we are talking about the size of a person. So in this case, especially, it's better to say Größe, yeah, because he is massive, big. Seine Größe. So through his born size, body size, and the monster powers. And now we have again a Relativsatz, which explains something further, yeah? Die Kräfte are plural and therefore die er von seinen Urzeitriesen-Vorfahren geerbt hatte, which he had inherited. Geerbt hatte, by the way, is Plusquamperfekt. Do you know this one? If you do, you are B1. If you're not, you have to watch my B1. Ja, Plusquamperfekt. Which he had inherited from his prehistorical giant family, Vorfahren, I guess. And also through his rank, yeah, through his rank, he grew, wachsen, wuchs er, of course, again, because we have the position change in the verbs, to a überheblichen und unangenehmen Person heran. Überheblich means arrogant, unangenehm means unpleasant. So he grew to an arrogant and unpleasant person. Heranwachsen is the whole verb, right? So it would be to grew up to be, ja, heranwachsen. Which, again Relativsatz, which soon enough nobody could stop anymore. Mehr for anymore, and then konnte is the plain past of the modal verb können. Nobody could stop him anymore. Okay, next page. Alle Leute außer uns Albanern sind schwach, klein und langweilig. Okay, he says, all people besides us Albaner are schwach, weak, klein, small und langweilig, boring. And then, oder Jungs? If you say oder just like that, it means, right, guys? Isn't it like that, guys? Yeah, this kind of rhetorical question or a question where you know already the answer, you know? So, next one. Ihr habt ja so recht, junger Herr. You are so right, young master, ja? Es ist genau wie ihr sagt. It is exactly like you say. Junger Herr, we don't see this anymore, right? It's you see it in mangas, especially for kings and princes and lords, you know? This is old language. Das Königreich bunt in der neuen Welt. The kingdom bunt in the new world. So, hereinspaziert, meine Herrschaften. This is a typical saying, ja? So. Okay, we don't need that. Hereinspaziert. Hereinspazieren without context, nobody would say. It means to walk or to stroll into a place. Ja, we don't say, ich bin gestern in ein Geschäft hereinspaziert. No, no. It is for people who are inside to lure you inside. So, if you translate it more meaning-wise, we would say, welcome, welcome, come in, ja, ladies and gentlemen, Herrschaften. Ja, Herrschaften, you see the word Herr. Der Herr means the man. But still, if you translate it, it means ladies and gentlemen. Herrschaften. Sie ist 10 Meter groß. She's 10 meter tall. Ihre Schritte lassen die Erde beben. Her steps are letting the earth tremble, beben, tremble. Ihr Gebrüll klingt wie Donnergrollen. Her screams or her growling sounds like thunder of, no, thunder rumbling, ja, das Grollen, the rumbling, der Donner, the thunder. Sie gehört zur seltenen Rasse der Riesen aus den berühmten Elbahn. Gehören, sie gehört, she belongs to, Dativ. Sorry. To the rare race, die Rasse, the race of giants from the famous Elbahn. This one, if you know what it is, grammatically wise, it is Genitiv. Die Rasse der Riesen, ja. Something gets categorized to something else, ja. Die Rasse der Riesen. So, hier kommt Ida. Here comes Ida. Vocabulary Review. Die Geburt. The birth. Die Vergangenheit. The past. Der Rüpel. The bread. Der Riese. The giant. Der Vorfahre. The ancestor. Überheblich. Arrogant. Unangenehm. Unpleasant. Schwach. Weak. Erben von. To inherit from. Diese Kette habe ich von meiner Oma geerbt. Grammar of the lesson. I want to teach you really quick the Relativsatz. What is it? A Relativsatz is a dependent clause that gives more information about a noun in the main sentence. It's introduced by a relative pronoun like der, die, das, dem, denen, and so on. How does it work? The relative pronoun refers to the noun in the main sentence. The verb goes to the end of the relative clause. Very important. The case of the relative pronoun depends on its role in the relative clause, not in the main sentence. Also important. Let me show you. Harald, der Prinz von Elbahn, war ein ziemlicher Rüpel. So our main sentence is Harald war ein ziemlicher Rüpel. Harald was quite a brat. And now, with our Relativsatz, we want to emphasize or explain something further. So, Harald gets explained, and in our subordinate relative sentence, it is der Prinz von Elbahn. It is nominative. Okay? In our other example, though, we have it different. Er wurde zu einer Person, die bald niemand mehr stoppen konnte. He became a person that soon enough nobody could stop. Okay, so now we have here the person, and we want to explain the person further. Nobody could stop him, right? So what do we have now? die Person gets explained. But our subject of the sentence is niemand. This is nominative. The person that gets described becomes an object in the Relativsatz. It's our object and it is accusative. The function in the subordinate sentence, in the relative sentence, is important. And since we have already our subject here, niemand, we have to take the person as an object. Because the pattern is jemanden stoppen, to stop somebody. And that somebody is the person. I could talk about grammar for 10 hours, but if you want that, go to my other channel. This is it for today. I hope you liked it. I enjoyed it a lot, as I said. Even while I will be editing this, I will review everything and I will be like, what will happen next? But yeah, this is it for today. I hope you learned something new. This is important, learning German here and having fun, of course. This is what I want to give you. I hope you like it. Check out my other channel. Leave your questions, comments. Don't spoil me with stuff, even from the past, because I am not on the same level with watching and reading. So I see you very soon, maybe even tomorrow with the next part. We will see how it goes. Have a great evening. Bye.